Good morning everyone, welcome back to Fire Biscuit Gaming. Today I will introduce to you Biscuit Escape, which is a lightweight point-and-click adventure and escape room simulator where you can create your own scenarios and share them with your friends. We're going to see the first demo scenario, and in a future video we will look at the editor side of things to see how the scenario is wired up. Let's get started. Once you launch the game, you are greeted by this main menu where you can start a game or launch the editor. Once you start the game, you are in this Windows 3.1 classic UI where you have a menu bar on top and you can toggle interactive zones, which shows you all the kinds of elements you can interact with. You can also see on your right side the inventory with the items that you can use to interact with those elements. Let's say I want to use my eyes, and these are the actions I can take. So here I can look. Let's say I want to look at the mirror, it tells me nothing happens, or I can look at the candle and something happens, right? You can also navigate the different scenes of this escape room. So here there is the entrance, there is the living room, the closet, etc. Let's go back to the living room. You can also take notes on top. These are my notes. You can edit the notes, you can delete notes. Same with photos, you can take a photo. Let's say I take a photo of this suspicious bird cage. I can also increase the size of the aperture and take more of the photo. I can drag the photos back onto the canvas so that I can combine them with the environmental puzzles. It could be an interesting way for designers to create such environmental puzzles. I can rotate and stuff. And then there might be events. Here there is no events yet, but if there are events, the game will let you know. And you can also have hints. So the hints will show you how to progress if you're stuck based on your current progression through the puzzles. So all this is controlled via the scenario creator using no code at all. It's just pure data, keywords, and conditions, which we will see in another video. But first I want to show you how the game works by solving part of the puzzle. Let's look at this suspicious cage here. So first let's click on the cage. So now I can see, zooming in on the cage, there is a bird inside. There is an electric lock keeping the cage closed, and I want to open the cage and free the bird, which is part of that puzzle. So what can I do to do that? The particularity of this specific scenario is I can only touch a single object in the entire game to escape. So if I try to touch the lock to open it, I will lose the game. So I'm not allowed to touch except if that's the final solution to the puzzle. So in this case, I don't want to use my hands. So maybe I can try throwing some rocks at it. Then it tells me that my aim is not that great. I can try throwing some rocks at the bird and see if the bird might, break out of the cage itself for being enraged, and it doesn't happen. And then because it's an electric lock, I can try applying water here. So I take the water bottle, pour, and then I apply the water, but nothing happens because the lock is watertight. In many adventure games, the solution to the puzzle is rarely right in front of you. You have to look around the place and not necessarily at that particular area. So in this case, if we look more closely at the cage, we can see that it's a lock, it's electric, so there might be something maintaining its power. And if you see on top of the cage, you can indeed see that there's a cable intertwined with the cage chains. So let's go back to the living room and see where this cable goes. You can see the cable goes all the way to the top. And now let's see where it goes back down. It aims toward the left and it goes all the way down here, which is the wall plug. And now same thing, I cannot use my hands to unplug. It would be too easy. So let's try pouring the water back here. And now I can see I've short-circuited the plug, which probably has opened the cage. So let's go back to the living room. We can see the cage is now open and the bird is still in the cage, but it's not free. So I will have to find ways to free that bird. Obviously, I don't want to spoil the entire game, so I will let you figure out how to do that. But I just wanted to show you how this game works. If you're interested, you can find this for free on itch.io. I have all the links in the description. And please check out the other videos that describe the editor side of things to see how those puzzles are actually created with no code whatsoever. Thanks, and see you in the next one.